January is National Human Trafficking Prevention Month, a time to face the reality of sex trafficking happening daily in North Texas and across the globe. It's not easy to discuss, but awareness is key to prevention. And joining us today is Brandy Voth, founder of the Power Hat Company, a brand that she launched in 2020 to provide transitional jobs for survivors of trafficking. Previously highlighted and are up with her series a few years ago. Brandy is joining us today on Midday to talk about how her mission has evolved to better serve under-resourced, exploited, and at-risk communities. There are so many women out there who need help. You've got some exciting goals as well. Good morning. I'm so happy to see you.
Good morning.
In person.
It's great to be here in real life.
We've met virtually.
Right.
Okay, so for people who are not familiar with your brand and your mission, what is the Power Hat Company?
So the Power Hat Company is a social enterprise with the sole purpose of creating economic empowerment for individuals that have been trafficked, at risk, and exploited. And we do that through gap income and transitional employment.
And then talk about the housing, the making of the hats. That's something that's kind of shifted.
Yeah, so the hats, like we design the hats and then we have a factory where we produce the hats. We make sure that everyone is paid a fair living wage that works on the hats, because a hat goes through about 80 hands before it leaves a factory.
Wow.
And then we have different levels where the bandanas are made by a group of indigenous Mayan weavers in Guatemala. We work with them to create social programs, income, just create resources and opportunities that are not otherwise there. And then our leather bands are hand stamped by survivors of trafficking in the US, and it provides them some gap income while they're transitioning on their career path.
Now I love this hashtag because you'll remember it, buy hats, not girls. Why the hat? Where did this idea come to be?
Well, I think I've worn hats my whole life. I love hats, and we're in Texas, right? And I just kind of had the idea of a hat company for years. And when I was across the table in front of individuals that were going through business coaching courses and they needed jobs, I needed to create a solution for the obstacles that they were facing. And I just thought, why not hats? And little did I know that we were going to be able to create so many opportunities with one product.
Well, and you have the Power Project. You have some global goals. You know, you mentioned using women from other parts of the world to help you. Things have shifted quite a bit since we first spoke a few years ago.
Yeah, we're rescaling. That was ignorance is bliss when we spoke.
Usually is, right? That's a good thing.
Yeah, we're going to make some hats and sell some hats and employ people. And so we're a for-profit social enterprise on the hat company side, but our nonprofit is our umbrella that's the Power Project Global. And we work with partnerships around the world to create opportunities for people that are at risk and in need, so that we're actually creating solutions to systemic problems versus putting Band-Aids on them. We're finding ways to eliminate poverty, because when we eliminate poverty, we eradicate the exploitation that is caused by the poverty. So we're working with groups in Uganda with a leadership team there to develop some opportunities for individuals that are living in the slums and very impoverished communities with very low resources. And we have many things in the pipeline for down the road of where I would like to see us have that incorporated into the hat company. We're also working with a group in Nepal, and they're a survivor-led organization. They're working to create snapback hats and trucker hats that are completely ethically sourced with a transparent supply chain, and they're survivor-made. So we'll be debuting them at our fashion show in February. They will be here in person. And then we're still working with our weavers in Guatemala to create more opportunities and more resources there.
What have you learned regarding the trafficking problem issue, both here and worldwide? What have you learned about that in the last few years? I'm sure a lot has come to light for you. Like you said, ignorance is bliss when you started this. Let's make some hats, give people jobs. What's been the most powerful thing that you've taken away?
Well, I think that we tend to think that it's a problem over there. I know that that's what, when I went into it, that was what I thought. I thought that it was a problem in Australia or a problem in developing countries. And I think the biggest eye-opener when you get plugged in is that A, it's happening in our own backyard, and B, it's nothing like what it looks like on the movies or in Hollywood.
That's a good point.
It looks like people who have relationships with individuals that manipulate them and force them and coerce them into a lifetime of abuse.
Now you have this fashion show that's coming up, Freedom Fashion Event next month. I want to make sure that we mention that before we head out. What is this event about, and how can people be a part of it?
Oh my gosh, it's the thing that I'm the most proud of next to my children. It's so much fun. It's a night of fashion and advocacy, and I wanted to create an event where we highlight both sex trafficking and labor trafficking, because a lot of times we'll do a fundraiser and a gala where we're talking about fighting sex trafficking, but at the same time, we're printing our logo on shirts that were made by people that are labor trafficked.
That's true.
And so we wanted to highlight the intersection of labor trafficking and sex trafficking in the fashion industry, in the apparel industry, and really promote ethical sourcing, transparent supply chains. So we highlight companies that are using their business for good, or freedom businesses, and we have fun while we do it. We have a DJ, cocktails, appetizers, a red carpet, and it's just really an elevated event where we talk about the hard subjects and the difficult things, but we also have fun while we do it.
Yeah, and a lot of hope there as well.
A whole lot of hope.
How can people find out more about that? You have a website.
Yes, so you can go to the-powerproject.com. And that has everything that links to everything that we're doing, the hats, the Power Project Global, the Freedom Fashion. But you can also go to freedomfashion.com to get just the highlights specific to that event, pick up your tickets, your sponsorship. We have a few sponsorship open.
I can't imagine what she's going to be doing in the next couple of years.
Maybe sleeping or taking vacation.
I don't know about that. You look great. I love the hats. Thank you so very much. And remind people the hashtag.
Sure. It's buy hats, not girls. And boys are trafficked too.
All right. Thank you so much. Okay. Appreciate it, Brandy.